From a car that's actually a rolling pool table to a truck that's so close to the ground, you'd think it's a street sweeper. These car modifications should never have happened, starting with this 2000 Chevy Monte Carlo that has a built-in pool table. They took this old Chevy, chopped off the roof, and created a pool table on wheels. But this isn't just a showpiece, it's built for speed. Imagine cruising down the highway at 100 miles per hour with a full-sized pool table in the back. It's like they were determined to answer a question no one had ever asked. How fast can a pool table travel? And when it's time to actually play pool, this car has all the tricks. The suspension moves up and down electronically, transforming from a high-speed vehicle into a stable billiards platform. What's even more insane is that the table even detaches from the car so you can walk around and line up your shots just right. It's like having a mobile pool hall that can set up shop wherever you park. But wait, there's more. This carpool table hybrid also features a television, a refrigerator, an electronic dartboard, and a high-end sound system. It's a full-blown entertainment center on wheels. And the best part? You can even rent this thing out. I mean, imagine pulling up to a party in a Chevy Monte Carlo, and instead of just stepping out, you start setting up for a game of pool. It's the ultimate surprise entrance, perfect for anyone who loves billiards enough to want to play it anywhere and everywhere. But believe it or not, a pool table isn't the craziest thing they've put on wheels. Case in point, this BMW with a hot tub.
Right, so I've got this car, I've covered it in artificial grass, built barbecue into the boot, we've got 2 leaf blowers on the side, but there's more. No, this thing's a hot tub. We can fill it up with water and take it for a drive. I think we should do that. Yeah!
Colin Furr's BMW hot tub concept truly takes carpool to a whole new level. The jacuzzi isn't just tacked on as an afterthought. No, it's right there inside the car, in the passenger and driver seats, filled with water. It's like someone looked at their BMW and thought, you know what this needs? An adult-sized pool. And just when you think it can't get any more over the top, there's a grill built into the trunk.
You mean everything's full of water? We could have spent some more money on the burgers. Anyway, Rick, you're not supposed to be cooking them from there. Get back in the car, right?
Although it has been reported that it doesn't work too well. Who's really focusing on grilling when you're busy soaking in a hot tub inside your car? The big question is, though, how does the car's electrical system cope with being submerged in water? It's one of those mysteries that might be best left unsolved. The whole idea defies logic, practicality, and probably a few laws of car design. But at least everything works, right? I can't say the same for this next car modification, though. The episode of Top Gear, where the presenters built homemade amphibious cars to cross the English Channel to France, is a classic example of when daring ingenuity meets comedic chaos. The show's hosts took on the challenge of transforming everyday vehicles into seafaring crafts, and the results were as hilarious as they were unexpected. One of the cars, a van of sorts, appeared initially to be the more seaworthy candidate. However, appearances can be deceiving, especially in the world of makeshift amphibious cars. This van, despite its promising start, soon found itself in trouble, leaking and eventually capsizing, leaving its crew unexpectedly swimming. Then there was the other vehicle, a Nissan van, which, at first glance, seemed about as seaworthy as a paper boat. This unassuming vehicle defied all expectations. In a twist that could only happen on Top Gear, the Nissan truck didn't just stay afloat. It practically sailed across the channel, stunning onlookers on the beach. Well, until it came to sticking to the landing.
No! That's good.
Next, take a look at this crazy sound system. Think your car stereo is loud? Ha, cute. Back in 2014, loud got redefined by a Chevy Express van. This wasn't just a van with a sound system, it was more like a sound system that happened to be on wheels. The guys at Matt's Audio took go big or go home seriously and installed over 100 speakers and subwoofers. Because why settle for a mere 10 speakers when you can have 100? You know how in action movies the hero walks away from an explosion without looking back? That was this van, except it was an explosion of sound. In a 5-minute video showcasing this behemoth, you didn't need to hear the stereo. You could see the effects, cameras shaking, the building next door vibrating. It was like an earthquake, but with better bass. The power needed for this rolling thunderstorm of sound, though? A ton of batteries. It's like they rated every remote control in the neighborhood for AA batteries. And standing too close to this van wasn't just a risk to your hearing, it was a full-on assault on all your senses. But if you think that's crazy, let me introduce you to the world of swangers. This is where practicality takes a backseat to, let's call it, creative expression. These older model American sedans, like a classic Cadillac, get a makeover that's impossible to ignore. And by makeover, I mean slathered in candy paint so bright it could double as a light source and be fitted with rims that defy logic and physics. The rims, or as they're lovingly called, swangers, are metallic cones poking out like they're trying to escape the wheel. You thought parallel parking was hard before? Try doing it with a set of swangers on. And yes, by some miracle of legislation, these protruding wonders are road legal. That's right, you can legally drive a car that looks like it's trying to poke holes in reality. Practical? Not in the slightest. Headache-inducing in tight corners and near high curbs? Absolutely. But who cares about practicality when you're rolling down the street with swangers on? Now, if those are the bullies of the car world, this next car is the one that would be getting bullied. If cars had buckled knees, then this would be it. Now don't get me wrong, a bit of stance, lowering the car to hug the ground, has its charm. It gives the car that sleek, I mean business look, like it's ready to pounce at any moment. But then, there's taking it too far, to the point where the car is practically kissing the asphalt. When a car is so low that every speed bump becomes a potential nemesis, and you wince every time you approach a steep driveway, that's when you know it's a bit much. It's like the car is playing a perpetual game of limbo, seeing how low it can go before it scrapes its belly on the ground. Speaking of which, look at this truck, the Chevrolet Silverado, a mighty workhorse known for its ruggedness and utility. But then comes an owner who thinks, you know what this practical, reliable truck needs? To be slammed so low it's practically a street sweeper. It's like the truck's playing a game of how low can you go with itself. You've got to hand it to the owner for creativity. While most people use air suspension for a smooth ride or off-roading adventures, this person thought, nah, let's use it to turn my truck into a pancake on command. The best part? This Silverado can raise itself back to normal height for regular road use. It's like a transformer, but instead of turning into a robot, it just goes from normal truck to hovercraft mode. Imagine the double takes from people in the parking lot as this Silverado rolls in, only to dramatically drop to the ground. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and like the video so you can see more like it. So, from a truck that's so close to the ground, you'd think it's a street sweeper, to a car that's actually a rolling pool table, these car modifications should never have happened.